Hey guys, welcome back, and in today's video we will be looking at a scenario where in 1985 the Warsaw Pact and NATO go to war. Disclaimer, in this video we will only be looking at the European front in this world, and no outside nations besides the ones in NATO, the Warsaw Pact, or in Europe will not get involved in this conflict. So yeah, let's get into it. To start out this conflict, East Germany will start by attacking West Germany. Their goal here will be to cut off the west and get to the Rhine River before NATO can respond. So with the help of the Soviet Union, in around 2 to 3 weeks, they will occupy this land. Skipping over to Bulgaria, Bulgaria will launch an invasion into Greek Macedonia and Thrace, taking all of Macedonia, or Greek Macedonia, and around half of Thrace. Going back into Germany, they will launch a quick invasion with their main goal getting Frankfurt, which is around here. With the help of the Soviet Union, they will get Frankfurt and try to start going into Benelux. Back in Bavaria, they will start to surround the city of Munich, and they will start a siege on the city, which may or may not be one of the deadliest battles in this world war. Getting back to Thrace, there will be a stalemate once they reach almost to Constantinople, and in Greece barely any more progress will be made. Back into West Germany, Munich will fall, and the West will pull all their troops out until it's just by the border. And the French troops in Alsace-Lorraine here are losing morale, with East Germany taking Schleswig-Holstein, and they are going to start their invasion into Denmark. Back in the Balkans, Albania will join the war on the side of the Soviet Union, no matter they chose China in the Sino-Soviet split. In West Germany, the front line will completely collapse, with them pushing into the Netherlands and capitulating it. Same in Luxembourg, and there will only be a little bit of Belgium still under NATO control. In Alsace-Lorraine, it is a bloodbath, with neither side being able to make advances. Skipping back to Denmark, all of mainland Denmark will fall, and then a siege, navally blockading the capital, I forgot its name, Copenhagen, will quickly take this island, and then the rest of Denmark would surrender. Going back into Benelux, Belgium would fall, and a breakthrough through Calais would be made here, but barely any gains would be made in the Alsace-Lorraine region. As American troops continue to arrive in France, it is still not enough, and the city of Paris will quickly fall, with their forces now going over to Normandy. But finally a stalemate will be reached in France, and these two islands in the Netherlands will finally fall. Inside of Norway, advances would be tried to made in the waters, but the Norwegian and British Navy would make sure that that does not happen. Back inside of France, Soviet and Polish forces will capture Normandy and Brittany, taking most of the Atlantic coast, and they will continue their campaign into France, arriving to Nice and Monaco, and taking all this land. And now most of France has fallen to Warsaw Pact. Going back over to the Balkans, a stalemate would be reached in Albania, but the U.S. will convince Yugoslavia to join in on the war, promising parts of Albania, Hungary, and all of Bulgaria. In the Balkan front, Yugoslavian forces will start going into Hungary and taking the city of Budapest, but they will be known as liberators from the west, and they will enter and take the capital city of what is now modern-day Slovakia. With them quickly, with the help of Italia and Greece, they will quickly overrun all of Albania. Back in the Western Front, the Soviets will make a puppet state out of France, West Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg. Back in Romania, around Bucharest and the coastal regions, a pro-Western rebellion would start, and then this movement would start spreading all around Romania, Hungary, and Bulgaria. Within the capital city of Sofia, a quick rebellion would start, and more of the West would fall to Yugoslavian forces with the help of Italian forces. Back in Anatolia in Greece, Turkey would take back all of Thrace, and Greece would take back all of their Macedonia. In Benelux, American forces with the help of British and Italian forces would make a landing in Belgium, the Netherlands, and Western Germany, with their goal being to cut off Soviet supply lines and to liberate the countries in the Western Front. Inside of Paris, a pro-Western rebellion would start to brew, taking all of Paris. The same thing would happen in Brittany and in Normandy, giving the West a foothold to land in Germany and in France. Back into the Balkans, Greek and Turkish forces would start pushing up with the help of the Bucharest Rebellion in Romania. And quickly here, the people of Bulgaria will start to rise up in support of the West, leading into the capitulation of Bulgaria. After this, forces would swarm into Romania, taking Wallachia. Back in Czechoslovakia, Soviet forces will push them back into the Hungarian border. The occupied Denmark, British and Norwegian forces would land in this northern island and taking back Copenhagen, with them continuing their counteroffensive with their goal to make a bigger front in Germany and hopefully cripple Eastern Germany, the strongest of the Warsaw Pact members besides the Soviet Union. Back inside of France, Spanish troops will quickly rush in with the remainder of the French government in the southern portions. They will do the same in Italia, linking up with the Paris Rebellion and almost cutting off all of France. The Paris Rebellion will be integrated into France proper, same with the rebellion in Normandy and Brittany. In Benelux, a quick invasion of the Netherlands will liberate most of the country. The same thing would also happen in Belgium, and quickly American troops would make a landing inside of France, taking back all of this land and cutting off troops left here. Back in the Balkans, Bulgaria will have a pro-Western communist government for the rest of the war. In Albania, they will be integrated into Italy for the rest of the war, and Wallachia will declare independence from Romania, and the Budapest city-state will also declare its independence from the rest of Hungary. In France, demoralized Soviet troops will surrender to the West, and quickly they will overrun Luxembourg, what's left of the Soviet Netherlands puppet state, and the Belgian socialist puppet state. Back in East Germany, they will annex Western Germany, making the Communist Republic of Germany. In what was formerly Western Germany, riots and more of rebellions would start happening near the Rhine, Saarland, and even into Bavaria, capturing Munich and Frankfurt, giving a quick way to Berlin. And in I forgot its name, would also be captured, and a landing would be made in the Baltic Sea with their main goal to be capturing Berlin. In the Balkans, Romania would have a coup, making them surrender, and the same thing would happen in Hungary. Quickly back into the German front, East German forces would be kicked back all the way to Berlin and parts of Bavaria. To Poland and Czechia, they will quickly leave the war before they can get clapped by the West. In the Soviet Union, a rebellion would happen in Kaliningrad, the Baltics, and in St. Petersburg, claiming them to be a democratic Soviet nation, and they would leave the war. Inside of Ukraine and Belarus, they would declare their independence as just really weird looking portions. And quickly here, the Soviet Union would start to unravel, with what's left of Russia just leaving the war, and the Soviet Union would collapse. And for the treaty of this video, in the West, Germany reunifies. All Warsaw Pact nations would be forced to have a Western-leaning government, except for Yugoslavia, Hungary, and Romania, which could choose their own government. In the Balkans, Yugoslavia gets Albania and Bulgaria. Romania, they get Moldova, and Czechoslovakia and Hungary both claim Carpathia as their own. In gray, this is what Poland claims, but in black is what they actually control. The Baltics get their independence, so does Belarus and Ukraine, and so does Russia. And that's about it for this scenario. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this.